Most people think leadership is louder, more confident, more dominant, more impressive, but that is not leadership. That is performance. And performance is exhausting because it's built on one fear. If I'm not doing enough, they won't respect me. So today we're going to separate two things that look similar from the outside but feel completely different on the inside. Performing versus leading. Because the moment you stop performing, your presence becomes calm. Your decisions become cleaner. Your boundaries become natural, and people start to feel something from you that they can't quite explain. Quiet authority. Let's begin with the hard truth. If you constantly feel like you have to prove yourself, you're not leading. You are auditioning. You are auditioning for approval, auditioning for validation, auditioning for a seat at the table. And the tragedy is that the more you audition, the less people trust you. Not because you are not capable, but because your energy is asking for permission. Leadership never asks for permission. Leadership makes decisions and then takes responsibility for the outcome. So here's the core idea of this video. When you perform, you try to control how people see you. When you lead, you control how you see yourself. That is the entire shift. Now, this is not about being cold. It's not about becoming distant, and it's definitely not about becoming arrogant. It's about becoming intentionally anchored. Because real authority does not come from intensity, it comes from stability. Let's talk about how performance shows up so you can spot it in yourself. Performance shows up as over-explaining. You feel like you need to justify every decision, every opinion, every boundary. You add more words to be understood. But confident people do the opposite. They become precise. Performance shows up as constantly checking reactions. You say something and immediately scan the room. Did they approve? Did they smile? Did I offend? Did I impress? That is not connection. That is control. Performance shows up as being on all the time. You become the entertainer, the fixer, the one who keeps the energy up. But leadership is not constant output. Leadership is intentional output. Performance shows up as needing to be liked. You soften your truth, you delay decisions, you avoid discomfort, and then you pay for it later with resentment. If you recognize yourself in any of those, good. That means you are aware. Awareness is where power begins. Now let's talk about what leading looks like. Leading looks like calm, not passive calm, not timid calm, calm that communicates, I trust myself. Calm that tells the nervous system of everyone around you, you're safe here. That is why the most powerful people in the room often look like they're doing less. The presence is not chasing attention. It is holding space. Here's the truth most people never learn. Presence is not volume. It is control of your inner state. If your inner state is chaotic, you can dress beautifully and still look unsure. If your inner state is grounded, you can wear something simple and still look high status. That's why I always say you are dressed from the inside first. Your character, your self-respect, your integrity, your calm mind, your standards, these are the real luxury items. Everything else is styling. So, how do you stop performing and start leading? I'll give you 3 shifts you can practice immediately. Shift number 1, replace proving with deciding. Performing says, let me explain why I deserve this. Leading says, this is what I decided, and here is what I need. One is a request for approval, the other is a statement of reality. Practice this with small things. I won't be able to take that call today. I'm not available this weekend. I'm choosing to focus on this priority. Say it once, then stop. Notice what happens in your body. Your body will want to add more. That is the performer. Train yourself to end the sentence. Shift 2. Replace intensity with precision. Performance is emotional volume. Leadership is clarity. Most people try to sound powerful by sounding intense, but intensity without clarity reads as insecurity. Precision is the signal of someone who has thought, someone who has standards, someone who is not trying to impress. Here's a simple rule. If you can't explain something in one clear sentence, you haven't owned it yet. Take one area of your life where you keep over explaining. Write your sentence, your one sentence. Then practice saying only that one sentence. Shift 3. Build your self-respect before you build influence. Influence without self-respect becomes manipulation. Style without character becomes costume. Confidence without integrity becomes arrogance. So if you want to lead, start privately. Keep promises to yourself. Do what you said you would do. Be consistent when no one is watching. This is where presence is born. People think presence is something you perform in public. It isn't. Presence is the result of who you are in private. Now, let me give you a practical exercise that will change how you show up this week. I call it the pause and plant. Before you enter any room, any meeting, any conversation, pause for 2 seconds. Drop your shoulders, relax your jaw, feel both feet on the ground, then step in. That small moment tells your nervous system, I'm not here to chase approval. I am here to contribute. You will speak differently. You will move differently. You will listen differently, and people will feel it. Because again, people don't respond to your words first. They respond to your presence. Now, I want to address something important. Some people think that quiet authority means being detached. It doesn't. The most elegant form of power is power with kindness. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is control. Kindness is emotional mastery. Kindness is the ability to hold your standards without cruelty. That is the highest form of presence, and it is rare. If you want to build this, stop asking, how do I look? And start asking, what do I stand for? Because your standards are your signature. Your values are what people feel before they understand you. And when your values are clear, your style becomes effortless. Your words become fewer. Your presence becomes louder without you ever raising your voice. So here's your closing question. Where in your life are you performing for approval instead of leading with standards? Be honest. Write it down. Then choose one small decision this week where you will stop performing. One boundary, one sentence, one clean action, and watch how quickly your energy changes. Comment and tell me what you struggle with most. Is it confidence, style, etiquette, or elegance? I read and I reply. And if you'd like personalized guidance, you can work with me one-on-one. The details are in the description, along with links on how to contact me or how to be in touch. And of course, my book, Style to Influence How Your Presence Determines Your Success, is also in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.